Hello, this is Sage the Balloon Sage, and in today's balloon lesson, I'm going to be teaching you these adorable anthropomorphic Easter bunnies. Now, I started out with this pale blue version, but this morning I decided to make a little girlier version. This one's pink, it's got eyelashes, it's very cute. Even the ears have a different position and the eyes are done differently. We're going to get into all those variations later on, but we have to start with the core of this bunny design, which is the same. So, to do that, you're going to grab two pale blue 260s, a white 260 for the muzzle, and a pale blue 160 for the arms and ears. So, begin with your first pale blue 260, and stretch it out and inflate it to maybe 7 fingers of tail. About like that. Tie it off. Start with the head, and two of the same size cylinder twists. About like that. I'd say 4 fingers. Mash it up, mash down, and tie it just like that. Okay, we're going to make 3 small pinch twists as long as they're even. I do a lot of pinch twist combos in my designs because I really care about the structural stability. You don't want these things falling apart the second a kid or any person gets them. Okay? So there's 2. Now make a 3rd one. Just be careful because you don't want to pop it. Okay. So you've got your 3. Little trio here. Now we're going to shape the head. Going over like this. Now you don't want it too tight or too loose. You will have to stick some eyes in there, so just make sure it is form-fitting, but not too tight. Alright. Turn that off. Come down through the pinch twist. We have this. And we're going to create the body shape. It's just basically a rounded portion. You can estimate it, but about like that. Now make 2 very, very tiny pinch twists. Very tiny. And then we're going to have the tail and then come up and meet where the other pinch twists are. So, 2 very small, just like that. Okay. And make a small tail. Make sure you have enough to tie it back in too. So make a small tail with about that much. This will make the back. Real careful. Woo. Okay. And then tie back up into here. It should almost look like a little bird. Into those next pinch twists. There it is, the core of your bunny design. Before we move forward, I really quickly wanted to speak on variations because it's come up in the very first balloon, as it turns out. The head size I told you, the one I just made, I'm not really that happy with, so I just made another one, and the head bubbles, the cylinder twists, are a little bit smaller here. I told you about 4 fingers. I would say 3 with 4 at the very most, but that's going to be up to you. Also, depending on how much you want your rabbit hunched over, is how long you're going to make the back bubble. So those are 2 quick variations. Now, onto the legs. So inflate it to, I don't know, maybe 7. Doesn't matter too much. And you're going to make 3 little toes, and that's going to be 3 little pinch twists. So 1, 2, one of them kind of flat as you can. 3, okay, and we're just going to make that foot. So there's only a single pinch twist in the back, keeping them in position, and then there's a really tiny one underneath. It's kind of tricky, but begin with a big pinch twist. I like to call it a fat pinch twist. And now we're going to make the legs. We're going to swoop through the body here. So, put it through. And the size of the leg, you don't want them too big. Come down about like that. And so, tie it off. And, oh yeah, just tie it right into that big pinch twist. Perfect. Let's see how the foot's attached there. Now, before we move on, we're going to make a really tiny pinch twist again. And this will just kind of keep everything in place. Just like that. You come forward with the second foot. Match it up best you can. And 3 more toes. 1, 2, and through. And that's it for this balloon. Just make sure you tie this all in. Perfect. And of course, this design is going to take a lot of positioning. Should look like this. That little pinch twist, just kind of keeping them a little bit extra in line. Attaching our third balloon requires a little bit of cranial surgery on our bunny here. You're going to put this part to the side, so you're going to be able to get in through this loop. You're going to estimate the ears of the bunny. You don't want them too big because you also have to use this balloon, if you care about conserving balloons, for the arms. So I'd say the ear would look good about like this. And tie it in. Of course, you're going to be doing the same exact thing on this side. Kind of loop. Make sure it's even. A little bit easy measuring. We're going to tie that off. Great. Alright. Bend it, shape it. Then you're going to stick one ear through this loop. You're going to meet right in the center. The inflated part. And then you just stick this all back together. Carefully, of course. I find that really fast, tiny movements work better than, you know, a few hard tugs. So it's more like you kind of manipulating it like that. Okay, just off the coat tip there. So you bring down the 160, get the air out of that part, and travel along the head. And get into those neck pinch twists. And this is where we're going to come down with the arms. And the arms are supposed to look like he's kind of clasping them. So you put one down here, I guess to make them 2 even cylinder twists with the loop at the end. Tie it. And just tie that, of course, back into the cluster. Alright. Take the arms, put them on either side, position them. Make sure that there's a pinch twist holding them in place. Okay, so this is the entire single, monochromatic, I should say, core right here. The rest is adding the muzzle and adding the eyes. Pretty much the standard Holly Hopper bunny muzzle with some slight variations. I had to do something to it. So it's a pinch twist for the bottom of the jaw. And 2 cheeks, but they have to be very small. Like that. Make sure they're even, of course. Like that. Alright. At this point, we're going to do the 2 pinch twists for the muzzle, but make them really flat, basically. That's kind of the way I like to do it. So, really pinch them flat. About that size. Maybe maybe the same size as the bottom part of the mouth, actually. And just make 2 of them. Pop off the extra. Won't be needing that. I don't know about leaving a tail or not. I'm not even sure how I'm about to attach this, but we'll do it. Alright, take the tip, tiny little tip of a balloon. It could be a 160 or 260, as long as it's barely inflated. I like a really tiny nose on my bunny. It looks extra cute. So just tie it in through those 2 pinch twists. And make sure it's tight enough so that the top of the nose can be adjusted. So we've got the muzzle. And I think I'm just going to tie it directly in. We'll see how that works out. Okay, you're definitely going to want to have it loose. When you make this, make sure it's very loose before you attempt to attach. What's important to think about is that not only are we going for facial features, we are going for facial expression. Little tiny subtle manipulations of the cheek, whether it's aimed down or aimed up, more upward, whether the eyes are like the pupils are bright and open, or whether they're kind of pushed down. Oh no, now it's a, now it's an angry bunny. Look at that! In just a couple millimeters, or not even a whole millimeter, you can change the whole facial expression. So all that's left are the eyes, and this is a pretty standard technique. It's 2 sets of pinch twists, one on top of the other. Now for the first one, this is a 260, and it's a very small scrap. It's just 2 pinch twists very tightly tied together, and the background version is flat, and the pupils are done much looser. If you can see right there, there is plenty of slack in the middle, and these are rounded rather than flat. So same exact technique, just done a little differently. Put them on. Going to have to carefully put the background part of the eyes. Just stick that in there. Okay, one on each side, of course. And you don't want the middle 260 to get too deflated. You want these eyes to be separated, so you want a nice 260 forehead there. Okay, now for the pupils. Pop them on in, one on either side, of course. And it's important to keep them round. Put one through. Now I'll quickly go over what makes this female bunny a little bit different. We've got marker detail, the eyelashes, the whiskers, and you can put whiskers on this guy too, but I just chose to try to make a more drastic difference. The ears can be positioned any way you like. I kind of like one down, one up. It's kind of cute. And the female is more hunched over. Again, that's about the length of the back bubble. And as far as the nose goes, try to put it more forward. You'll notice that on the head design, the muzzle isn't as pronounced as I'd like it to be. Maybe just tie in the cheeks and try to keep that muzzle and nose as forward as possible. That'll make it look a lot better. Also, if you tuck in the back bubble on the head, it'll give the bunny's head a much better shape. So for the female bunny, the main difference is the eyes. I put the pupils below the colored part of the eyes instead of on top. Thank you so much for joining me on this tutorial. Now here's Tanya and Ron.
Hi everyone, I'm Tanya.
And I'm Ron.
And we're from Ask Me for a Balloon.
Would you like to learn how to make balloon sculptures?
Or maybe you want to learn how to do balloon decorations. Check out some of these clips from 2014.
Much more coming for 2015.
So please subscribe to our channel.
Thanks for watching.